Hey Flutes, it's Mrs. Fry. Now that you've gotten through some of the basics of band, it's time to talk about something that I know you're really excited about. Your instrument. So this is the flute. Okay, this is my flute. Yours will look something like this, maybe a little bit different, but for the most part, this is what your flute will look like. Today I'm going to talk you through some of the parts of your flute. So, the first part I want to talk about is right here. This is the head joint. Head joint. Okay? On the head joint, there are a few different things. So you'll notice right here, this raised part, that's where your mouth will kind of go. That's called the lip plate. That's where your lip goes when you play the flute, so we call it the lip plate. On the top right here, this is the crown. It's very important that you don't mess with the crown. Don't twist it around, don't do anything like that, because it can get a lot of stuff out of line. The hole in the middle of the lip plate is called the tone hole. That's where the air goes across to make the sound. Okay? Head joint, lip plate, tone hole, crown. On the inside, you can't see it, but right in here, there's a little piece of cork. And that has to stay in place to keep the air sealed in so that the air doesn't escape out of the end. So underneath the crown, there's a cork. Okay? Those are the parts of the head joint. The next part of the flute is the body. This is the body. It's the biggest part. It's the main part of the flute. So it's called the body. B-O-D-Y. On the body, you'll notice there are things that you press. These are called keys. Not buttons or anything like that. Keys. These big long metal pieces right here are called rods. And at the end of the rods, there's a little tiny screw. If you look very carefully underneath the rods, there are these little bitty metal pieces that kind of look like needles. Those are called springs. Those are what help the keys pop up back when you press them. So on the body, you have keys, rods, screws, and springs. And then one more thing, underneath the keys, there are these little yellow things on my flute. They might be yellow or white on yours. Those are called pads. Those are what actually seal the holes to change the notes. The last part of the flute is the foot joint. So just like we had the head joint at the front of the flute, this is the end of the flute, so it's called the foot joint. Yours will probably only have 2 keys right here. Mine has 3. Same thing as the body. It has rods and screws and springs and keys and pads. And then these keys right here, these are pinky keys. So when the whole flute's together, that's where your pinky will sit. And then on the pinky key, you'll have a roller. I have 2 on mine. Yours will probably have 1. That's just to help you roll your finger over when you need to play different notes. And those are all the parts to the flute. In the next video, we'll start talking about how to play it and how to put it together and get you going. Have a great day.